be mistaken there. Hard to know where to start. Nikki Haley. Let me start with Nikki Haley. I will get to Steve Keeley and take care of all the family business here. Mayor Sherelle Parker, Jimmy Matthews. Let's see if he's on Twitter already. We'll be here at 1:15 today. A lot to talk about there. With Nikki Haley, I'll play you as soon as Dan gets my close-up. Yes, Mr. DeMille, that's my good side. Here on YouTube. We'll play you exactly what she said that has created a firestorm that she doesn't care to walk back. I'll play it in a second, but just let me give you my observations now. I've interviewed Nikki Haley over the years a dozen times, sometimes in person, a couple times in the studio. She presents incredibly well as far as how she's dressed, her manner, her presentation, gravitas, all that. But she's thin-skinned, very thin-skinned. I've noticed that over the years, big time. So's Condoleezza Rice, now that I'm at it. You know, if you go off script, if they think you're supposed to be the conservative here and you're asking something they don't like, you can feel it. They don't just massage. You know, there's like a ruffle there. So I get all that with her. She's a neocon. She is for war after war, increasing wars. That's the path that she'll go down. I don't know about calling her Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels, as Vivek Ramaswamy did. But she's got some people there, anything but Trump, and she is more energetic in debates than Ron DeSantis has been. She might eclipse DeSantis ultimately. There's no way we win this election, though, with Nikki Haley. Let's just say somehow or another Trump is stopped and nominated something, which won't happen. People will sit on their hands. They're not coming out to vote for Nikki Haley. Talk radio, there'll be a lot of people pushing back on her, too. She's not going to be the VP choice. I see no way there. And what she wants to do, and look, there are problems with social media, without a doubt. She wants people to have to verify who they are. It can't be anonymous. All this is, without doubt, unconscionable and unconstitutional. And I learned something. We try to tell you every day. We don't know everything. When I learned something, I go, yeah, that's right. The Federalist Papers, at least in large measure, Dan, they were written anonymously. And I don't know if they were written anonymously. I have to go back and see, was it because of fear of the British or something else? So Nikki Haley would want to know, put your name on that, Borowski, founding father. By the way, is there anything better than to be a founding father of the United States? Even if you're on the lower rung, you have that on your resume, founding father. Let's play what Nikki Haley said. Then I want to get your reaction and see if anybody agrees. And what does it tell us about her in general? There's this petty little tyrant here. And again, I'm sure they'll spin it to saying, well, people are only saying that because she's a female. No, this is her MO. How is she rising in the poll? Who are these people seeing Nikki Haley as the answer to be the nominee? Here's what Haley said about social media.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms. Let us see why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat. When you do that, all of a sudden people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say.
Accountability.
And they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country.
And the Fox host goes right along with that because she mentioned religion. What's her name? The Fox host. Oh, yeah, the pastor. Mention the pastor. That's good. Your pastor will say, okay, we're down with that. We're down with that. What am I missing here? Civility on social media. You know, people say this all the time. There are a lot of people that have said but they're not running for president. What does it tell us about Nikki Haley? 855-839-1210. You get on board. Now, yeah.
I'm not opposed to it.
Oh my God! Oh God!
No.
I didn't know that. Oh God!
The suggestion.
I don't want to be seen on YouTube. I had no idea this. Oh man!
The suggestion of taking away the anonymity of social media, I think, would benefit society greatly. I think having names next to these anonymous thoughts and all, just taking that one aspect of what she said, her being butthurt aside, all this. I don't think it's horrible to have some kind of accountability for social media.
Why? Why can't you be anonymous on it? Why would we have the government? It's the government.
Because where else can you speak to that level of and have no repercussions whatsoever?
Well, you can have repercussions. The companies can have repercussions. It's a duty of Congress to put repercussions on the technical companies if they're violative, and I think they are of various things. But you can't go in there kicking in doors because you want, hey, you're going to be civil in there. I'm going to kick in your door. I got a crowbar here.
But it's not even forcing people to be civil. It's forcing people to have accountability, repercussions. If John Smith, who works for the plumbing company, wants to, write racist stuff over a synonym, he should be held accountable.
Why?
Because you can't do that in public without being held accountable.
Yeah, that's in public. There's an anonymous part.
But this is public. I mean, this is a public sphere.
No, it's not. I mean, Congress would act on this then. I mean, we've been through this, and at least according to the current laws. Now, if you want to change the laws on this, that's another debate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're going to put cameras on them then in 24 hours, right? You love the cameras.
Yeah.
It's the same principle of surveillance. We're already surveilled. We're already gone too far. All right, 855. I'm surprised by this.
And then there's a whole aspect of the, foreign, the underlying subliminal try to shift culture idea of Russian bots and Chinese bots. And if we, make people sign up under their actual names, then you eliminate that.
I don't know if you'll eliminate that, though. Who they'll put in. You make it harder. All right, so Dan the Red, back in the first 5 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes of the show, he's surfaced.
I can make an argument for your end of it, too.
Yeah,
the aspect that makes me, really careful about this is who's the arbiter of what is correct. So if you have a conservative who wants to show his love for Trump on social media, if he's doing it anonymously, there's no way he can see repercussions. So that's why you have such a heightened Trump support.
See, that's part of it. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a part here where you can give an opinion. We vote anonymously. Do you want to show who people vote for? I think it's got that.
That's a good point too. Yeah,
that kind of flavor to it. All right. Here they're coming, Jim, out of the woodwork. Get ready. Bring in extra producers. All right, I want to settle the family business too with Philly Mag and Victor Fiorillo, who over the years we've had some good conversations with. Dan, this article today says, despite what TV news suggests, Philly's crime problem really is getting better. Oh, really? Now, the homicide rate on paper is down, but everything else is not. And here's the thing. He says in this piece with 9 pictures of Steve Keeley, he says, if you are taken in by this, then he seems to indicate, Dan, people are laughing here in Philadelphia. They say you've been Keeleyed. In other words, if you're taken in and you don't get that Philadelphia is much safer now, it's decreasing, it's going down. You know what this is like? This is like Biden raising inflation by the spending and what he did to levels that are beyond the horizon. And then you can't keep that up, obviously, when it subsides, and then they're just oppressive, but not super oppressive. You say, what are you complaining about? It's going down. Well, it's not going down. And he talks about these people in the suburbs, they're being scared by Steve Keeley.
Oh, come on.
My God, the guy is a one-man news organization. He is the greatest in the history of Philadelphia. You can call, you can hit me on social media, you can say anything. Here's the best honor I can give him. If I were a direct competitor of Steve Keeley, and I have to tell Roe, I'm taking to the mattresses. I'm getting some room downtown. You won't see me for a while. And even then, I don't know if you could beat him. And he's for the little guy, Victor. It's not just crime. It's the little guy all the time. And he's got a great sense of humor. Yeah, the hair's kind of wild. It's a signature.
I think it plays into his, I love his hair, his look. He has like a kind of a mythical nature around him.
Yeah, he's a guardian of Gotham City. And he shames these other news organizations, and they all say, well, that's just because he's got all these cop sources. Well, why don't you have the cop sources?
Okay, I'm now as a guy who's moved over to Jersey, it's Victor Fiorillo. I think he lives in the suburbs, doesn't he? So he doesn't see this on a daily basis.
I'm not sure. All I know
is I gotta say though that when I'm talking to tourists coming into Philadelphia, it's not they're not looking at Steve Keeley's Twitter page. They're looking at the roving packs of ATVs, dirt bikes, the businesses that are boarded. They're all boarded up. You have You can't even find a freaking Walgreens downtown.
Walmart. Wawa heading for the
like
suburbs.
why are we choosing to tear down
Steve
people
Keely's,
reporting the truth?
Yeah, Steve Keely's making Wawa get out of town. It's Keely, I tells you.
It's all Keely's fault. Yeah.
You're being Keely'd. That's what he says. The expression
I'm sorry to use that strong language, but it's that the guy again and again targets Steve Keely. He has something in his shoe for Steve Keely that he loves to come after the guy for absolutely no reason besides refusing to accept the truth that our city is in absolute peril. And you know what, Victor? You have a column weekly. You write about, Eagles, Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce. And then sometimes you write about the crime here. You write about cheesesteaks half the time. Dude, do your job. Write about the city and Krasner and the crime and what we're seeing. Dom, when I saw this, I was pissed off. I was angry when I saw this because Steve, he doesn't have an ulterior motive. I know Steve behind the scenes. The guy just, he lives in Center City. He lives, I think, near Rittenhouse or something. He just wants to live in a safe city, in a good city, and to see what's happening. When you live in the city, let me underline that, Victor, because I don't think that's true for you, but when you live in the city, you see it every day, and it's completely impossible to close your eyes to. I'm sorry.
All right, so remember, Victor, it's spelled Borowski when you write about him. Make sure you get that Borowski right.
Write about me, sure.
Yeah, there you go. Put some unflattering pictures up there. You're not going to find them in my hair,
Go
Victor.
look at youtube.com/@12
I'll tell you, Victor,
no hair product today.
You can look at 1,000 pictures. I dare you to find any bad hair shots there.
Mini on YouTube. Dan's hair is wild today. Dan has bangs today. Dan must have been short on Gold Bond hand lotion today. I'm moving, Minnie. I couldn't find it before the show today.
Excuse.
So, yeah.
Oh, man. I have to ask Sherelle Parker about that. Do you think Gold Bond is a good mixture to use on the hair?
Dude. Like, Victor, come on, man. Dude.
Yeah. All right.
Just admit it. Write a column about how you've been in a session with Steve Keely. That's what it's come down to.
All right. We got Tammy Murphy announcing for governor. And already, Dan, I filed a complaint with the FCC. Not really, but I'm thinking about it. That she describes Phil Murphy as this handsome man that she met. That's not truth in advertising. We got to bring in a team of experts. And he's got a giant afro.
He does.
When she met him, was he mimicking somebody? Did he get a permanent to do that? Because it doesn't look. What does what is her name? Miss Kim say about that picture? All right. So we'll get to all that. Let me give you the side question. Dan, do you remember the expression in Seinfeld? Boutros Ghali.
I do. Yeah.
That Jerry used it, right?
Yeah.
It's when one of George's flings, I think her name was Jane. They were summering, they were up in the Hamptons, and she decided to come out topless as they're all sitting there getting some sun. And Jerry goes, Boutros Ghali, which is perfect. I think he was the head of the UN. Well, I happened to notice it was Boutros Ghali's birthday yesterday. I'm not sure if he's alive or not. So it gave me a good side question. By the way.
A little late there, sorry. There's another one.
There you go. I thought, what is it with some of these countries where people, they don't know their first name? They say it again for the second. Dom Giordano.
I like it, Dom.
Yeah, there you go. That's what Rose calls. Well, that's a little side note there.
Is that what Robin Quivers would call you? I don't have it ready. Darn
Come on,
it.
Where's Robin there? She's sleeping on the job. She's not on. It's a Wednesday.
Dum was what it was.
Yeah, Howard Stern's off on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's the middle of the week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was Dom Giordano. Yes, I'd prefer Guido. That would add a little more spice. Dom Guido Giordano. Okay, side question today is coming off Boutros Ghali. Hit us with that all-time person with 3 names. Real or fictional? It could be fictional. And it used to be a thing. A lot of those poets that you read in school, Robert Louis Stevenson, they all used their middle name. It must have been a thing then. Dan, the one I'm going to take off, I don't think you can beat this. It's not a current celebrity. You got to go outside the box. John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty prominent. Why did he have 3? You know, you talk about one of the most infamous figures in history that wasn't in charge of anything. It's John Wilkes Booth. Here's another guy, Sirhan. He couldn't stop at the first hand. All right, who are you taking off with 3 names?
First off, I'm going to take off the teenage heartthrob who has grown into a very disappointing looking adult, that being Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Remember from Home Improvement?
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
girls in my generation are obsessed with the guy when we were younger. Posters all over the board or all over the
Right.
walls. But behind us, you hear Little Nas X, which I guess is 3 in itself, right?
Yes.
But singing alongside the father of Miley Cyrus, a 3 named country individual, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, there you go. The author of a certain hairstyle. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So here's how you get in. That's the side question. We got the Steve Keeley. We got Nikki Haley. Are we wrong? Who's right on Nikki Haley? Me or Dan? He thinks there's a point there. Civility on social media. Should we make people verify, Dan, that's their real name when they call in the talk radio? They're saying I'm Borowski from China. Jim Kelly has to go through 10-step type of
Every
thing.
time you call in, we now want mother's maiden name and social security
There you
number
go. That's
well.
right. And give us your passcode. 855-839-1210. Sherelle Parker here at 1:15 today. We're going to talk with Sam Oropesa. Yesterday, we had Scott Presler on, and I saw a fire people taking. They're coming to town December 6th. We're in on it. December 2nd. They're going to ask Sam about the particulars today with Presler coming here to try to rouse the local Republican Party. How does he do it? Well, I'll be here at 2 o'clock today with Sam, who is in that mode. And this guy would have been a natural to run for council at large. He's got pop culture quality. He's a man in the streets. He's doing all kinds of good things. But no, the local Republican Party couldn't make him one of their at-large candidates. Nope, can't do it. Old boys club here. Is it any wonder they lost on that? And you know what the reason is we worry about the Republican Party in Philadelphia. It's first of all, Sam Oropesa and David O ought to take over the Republican Party. All right, and tag Martina White in there, even if she doesn't want to, while I'm at it. Dan and I can serve in advisory roles. Oh, Dan, I left one off the board. It's going to be hard to beat. I thought I was going down Broadway. But I still think John Wilkes Booth is a bigger name among assassins than somebody that, all right, let me get it over with here.
Yeah.
Let me get this guy on the board. He may have stumped this out of the box. All right, Pete and Bluebell, I'm telling you, mine is a bigger name. Who's yours?
Mine is Lee Harvey Oswald.
And you think that's a bigger name than John Wilkes Booth?
It's close. Let me put it that way.
That is a real. Why did all these serial killers and murders, John Wayne Gacy, if somebody's got 3 names and they use it all the time, I'm not turning my back on them.
Yeah, I agree. The trend is now not even to mention their name, but back in the day, you mentioned all 3 names.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll put you down for that. That's right out of the box.
So butterfly effect. Had Lincoln survived or Kennedy survived, who would have a bigger impact with the remainder of their life?
Think
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
John Wilkes Booth is the bigger name.
I think you would have seen less antagonism. That's what Johnson was bad. And I think you would have seen less antagonism with the South. I think Lincoln was going to find a way to do that. With Kennedy, I don't know, because, his people, the Kennedy people, we would have been out of Vietnam. I don't know about that. He was a Cold Warrior. I don't see that Kennedy was going to do anything magical. All right, 855-839-1210. That's at the end of your call. Who in the world can say, well, crime is down in Philadelphia? Why do people like Steve Keeley still do what they do then? We should have the non-crime report. Yeah, back to you, Dan. But tonight, nothing happening in Krasner land. It's all beautiful out there. And anybody that says differently, well, you're just trying to stir up trouble.
I just don't get like Vic writing this again. This is now what 4 or 5 times that I've seen within the past couple of years with Keeley that he's been trying this angle, trying to get it to stick. And every time he posts a similar article, the social media response is the exact same. I see it, with my own eyes. That is absolutely terrible. And he writes about how crime is actually on a decline, but it's on a decline from record-setting numbers, and we're still seeing carjackings that are to numbers that you can't even imagine. Like when we hear these numbers, it's like, oh my God, that's actually what's happening here.
I'm not sure if you're right on social media though, Dan, because tip of the hat to Jen Frederick, his colleague over at Fox, who jumped in and talked about what he actually does every day. A lot of pushback on her on that, and I admire her. It takes a lot to jump into that type of stuff because the mob is out there. They want to tell you that Well, then why did we elect a mayor who, out of all the Democrats, is going to be tough on crime in Sherelle Parker? Well, we did it because many neighborhoods realize how bad it is. She's here at 1:15 today. 855-839-1210. You get on board with Dom and Dan back here. Dan the Red magically appeared. He went back to Dan the Normal, but who knows? In the next segment, anything could set him off here on Talk Radio 1210.
In America's underserved communities, one barrier to school attendance is access to clean clothes. That's why Whirlpool Brands started the Care Counts laundry program to install washers and dryers in schools. To date, Care Counts has helped more than 50,000 at-risk students gain access to clean clothes in more than 150 schools across the country. Developmental psychologist and educator Dr. Richard Rendy.
Care Counts has contributed to jumps in grades and self-esteem for participating students. Following recommendations from the Attendance Works June 2023 policy brief on chronic absence, titled Monitoring Data Matters Even More, participating high-risk grade school students saw improved attendance equivalent to 16 more days in class across the academic year.
Now in its 8th and biggest year, Whirlpool is committed to expanding the Care Counts laundry program to all 50 states and doubling the number of participating schools by 2028. Sponsored by Whirlpool, a brand of Whirlpool Corporation.
I thought I was going to have to go through a hip replacement or some painful, unsuccessful surgery or be crippled the rest of my life.
Electrical engineer Dan Vogler had awful arthritic pain in his hips, pain that not only affected him physically, but also emotionally, and it spilled over even to his relationships.
I was almost mean. If you're in pain and other people don't sympathize with it, you're lashing out at the wrong people.
But then Dan found QC Kinetics. With the latest advances in regenerative medicine, non-surgical treatments with lasting relief.
I felt immediate relief. I mean, within half a day, much of the inflammation and pain was down.
And today, Dan says he's totally pain-free, living the life he wants.
At the end of the 4th treatment, I felt pretty much healed and enthused and was raving about QC Kinetics. I can recommend them highly to anyone.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, we have started a huge renovation. Take our already incredibly generous offers and add an additional $1,000 off all new Volvos, plus owner loyalty, plus up to $2,000 when financing or leasing with Volvo cars, plus $7,500 lease rebate on all plug-in Volvos. This is a fabulous time to purchase from Cherry Hill Volvo. This month's offers are incredible, and we must make space for all the construction vehicles. Visit us now.
It's Dom time. Dom Giordano. Weekdays, noon till 3 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
All right, John Cougar Mellencamp. That was also a Seinfeld line, Jerry saying. And I'm John Cougar Mellencamp because it was Levine, that whole thing with his uncle. What did I bring the station wagon for? What did I bring the wagon for? I just sent you, Dan, whenever you have it processed. And he does have a golden voice. Mumia Abu Jamal.
I'm Jerry Cougar Mellencamp.
Thank you. Mumia Abu Jamal. There's 3 names. Mumia Abu Jamal speaks from prison in support of the Palestinians. All right. And his minions have it out there for the world to hear.
What world are we living in, man?
Mumia is with us. So yesterday, there were at least 275 to 300,000 people there in Washington. And it was bipartisan. Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Mike Johnson all spoke. Van Jones spoke, which he got killed on the left for, about Israel. There were no riots. There were American flags being carried, not the Palestinian flag, which is non-existent anyhow. Johnny Fetterman draped himself in the Israeli flag. I mean, I got to give credit to the guy. I mean, it's amazing how supportive he's been. And yet, this story, and we have Dan trying to get somebody on it. We'll see if we can do it. Because I imagine you go to the trouble. You're Jewish or an ally. You're in Detroit, and you get charter planes to fly people in, big planes. They land in Washington. You're on the tarmac. 2 of the planes are accommodated by one bus company. And then another bus company tells you you can't get off the tarmac. Our drivers have taken a sick out because they're against Israeli policy. This is America. And these idiots in Washington, well, even the people, Dan, from the on the plane, they're making them stay in the. I get it. You can't be running across tarmacs, I guess. They never got to go to the rally because the workers at this bus company refused to bus them. Now, they haven't named. I'm not sure why that I've seen. If I get the name of the bus company, we'll be sure to mention it. You got to do something there. Somebody's got to do. This is America. You're going to a rally where Jews are under fire around the world. And this crummy bus company fleet, every one of them ought to be fired. And we ought to publicly hear about it. They refuse to drive the bus because they're headed. It's really because they're Jews, isn't it, bus drivers? That's what it's about. We don't want to take these Jews to this rally for Israel. That's what we're dealing with here. You just don't get more blatant, more public, and it's in the nation's capital. There's a lot of news reporting on it. We'll see if they give the name of the company at some point. And there's got to be repercussion for this. There ought to be lawsuits. It's discriminatory. Up and down the line, that's what this is. So yesterday's rally was spectacular. That number of people on a Tuesday at around noon, in that manner, great speakers, bipartisan. I'm seeing some people go overboard today saying, though, and they're wishing it. They're saying that, well, this indicates how much of outliers are these people that are on the other side with these protests. Really? Look at the numbers they're bringing out. In big cities like Philadelphia, they're not outliers. They're the mob. They hate Israel. Deep down, they support Hamas. They make excuses for it, at least. Some of them are even Jewish. So don't kid yourself. It was a great number out there yesterday. But you go to a state like Michigan, Biden and Kamala Harris didn't speak. And the reason they didn't speak, they're scared to death of Michigan. There are 300,000 Arab/Muslim voters at least. They got to carry Michigan. I mean, I think we have a much better chance Trump winning Pennsylvania than he does Michigan. Much better chance. Michigan, I was the one, and Wisconsin, more surprised in 2016 when he got that. Dearborn, Michigan, that's, how do you think Tlaib is in the Congress? You have a sizable group there, and they're very clear that they don't like that Biden has been sort of helping Israel, sort of. So Biden and Kamala Harris do not speak, even though they were both in Washington, even though they're both there, could have gone to the rally. Nope, we can't do that, though. Just another indicator of where we are. But imagine being on the tarmac and the bus company says, nope, they're on a sick out. We can't do anything. You got to move something. You got to do heaven and earth. Somebody's got to call somebody there. You got to get some buses over there. Well, we can't allow them there at the airport. They didn't clear security. But a bunch of people that take a sick out, I'm supposed to be secure that they're around an airport? No, I don't think so. All right, so it's 855-839-1210. That's how we'll get you on board. It is somebody with 3 names, though. And they have to use it a lot, not just that they have a middle name, like Joseph. Is it? Yeah, Joseph Robinette. Joseph Robinette Biden.
Robinette?
What the hell? Wondered. Yeah. I mean, that's an all-timer. Let's go to
a paternal grandmother's maiden name.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bill in Ardmore. Hey, Bill, welcome in.
Hey, Don, thanks for having me on. When you were talking about John Wilkes Booth, it stirred a memory from a couple of books I've read. He had the 3 names because his father was also a world famous actor. And we always think about him as like the one lone, guy, was an act of a single person. We forget there was 2 other attempted assassinations that night of the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State.
Right.
And after he did it, there was an entire network set up for him to change horses. There were boats and people located for him to cross the Potomac. So really, it was not just one guy. It was an entire network.
Well,
Somehow,
sure.
that
And
just got lost.
O'Reilly's book goes into that in great detail. And it also goes into the detail of Dr. Mudd. That's why your name is Mudd. Treated him because of his injuries. And it also talks about the astounding number of Union soldiers and others who died trying to capture him. A number of them drowned. If you Google it from O'Reilly's book, it's hard to believe how many people died trying to get this guy.
Yeah, his granddaughter wrote a great book back in the 1930s called This One Mad Act that detailed his escape. And she contested that he actually did get escaped and that the body that they brought back was actually a Confederate soldier and not her grandfather.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that, Bill. Come on. Even back then. Yeah, O'Reilly's book, Killing Lincoln, one of his best. Okay, 855-839-1210. Coming up, Tammy Murphy announces, and oh, man, this is as bad. This is going to be as bad as Phil Murphy, to put it mildly. Her credits of why she thinks she ought to be in the Senate. By the way, Dan, did you notice? She says in her opening announcement today, some people went to Washington to make more money, and they flashed to a picture of Menendez.
Yep.
Some people go to Washington to be on TV. And who does she put in there? Our buddy, Rand Paul. You got to tell the Paul office. Can you imagine? You know what? Rand Paul ought to challenge her to a debate on any issue she wants. And I'm going to tell him that any day of the week. Can you imagine in the Murphy camp debating Rand Paul? Let's debate fiscal policy here. And you say, well, I spend a lot at the supermarket. Give me a break.
How about an MMA fight in April?
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm still working on Phil. Then she says, I married this handsome man, Phil Murphy. He did have this giant head of hair that's like an afro. I don't know. What the heck?
In what universe is he, quote, handsome?
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah,
FCC, how's that FCC complaint going?
Yeah.
Take that out. Truth in advertising. He had $100 million. That made him handsome. All right.
100% the truth.
Yeah. He was sitting on a pile of hundreds. It's 3 stories high. 855-839-1210. That's how you'll get in. Come on, Rose said. You can't be making. Why do you have to do that about Murphy?
Well, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Bro, you're too nice.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a good one up there. I should have taken this one off, too. How many healthcare providers do you know who schedule downtime in their offices for team training? Well, not many, but my good friend, dentist, and board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz does. Because he wants to ensure that he and his staff are well-versed in all the latest technology. So when he invests in the new state-of-the-art equipment for his patients, he can rest assured that he and his staff can maximize the performance of that technology. One of their latest investments, this Trios 5 scanner. It is amazing, incredible design, Trios 5. You'll see it when you go there. It reduces the potential for patients gagging or experiencing discomfort during the impression-taking process. You know, when they're taking the impression of your teeth. So it's all part of this from the very first thing, just taking the impression of your teeth all the way through that on-site lab that we always tell you about with the 3D printers that are right there. And all the people working in one spot, quarterbacked by Dr. Bentz. It's the best dental experience you're going to get. That's why I'm a patient. It's the BentzDentalGroup.com, BENTZ, or make that appointment now. 610-242-6949. 610-242-6949.
Wherever the road takes you this holiday, make it memorable in the ultimate driving machine. Step into the BMW X5 with capable performance, cutting-edge technology, and unmistakable presence. Or chart a different course in the BMW X3. With style and powerful all-terrain versatility, there's no limit to your adventure. Find your ultimate BMW X3 or X5 at the Road Home sales event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Lease a 2023 BMW X3 for $589 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today.
33,000 babies will be born preterm this month. Throughout November, Prematurity Awareness Month, March of Dimes is asking for life-saving donations in honor of World Prematurity Day, November 17th, to support research, advocacy, and programs to end preventable preterm birth. Your help is critical to ensure that we can be there for parents throughout their pregnancies so all babies and families can get the best possible start. Please donate today at marchofdimes.org.
Hi, this is Howard Eskin. Look at you. Your life is under control. Errands done. Groceries, got them. Leaves raked. Be proud of yourself. It's time to give yourself a reward. You know you've been waiting all day for your favorite tasty cake treat. But which one? There are many great choices. Is it the delicious crimpet? Maybe a tasty baked pie. No matter what you choose or where you are, it's always time for a tasty cake. So choose what feels right and enjoy. You've earned it, and you know you deserve it. Tasty cake, except no substitutes.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. When it comes to all your home improvement needs, trust is everything. And that's why for years, I've been talking about the amazing work my friends Stephanie and Matt and the entire team at Emmons has done for me and my home. My roof, doors, windows, siding, and yes, remodeling projects. Emmons can bring that same quality of work to all of your kitchen and bathroom remodeling needs. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, and now baths and kitchens. Emmons is the Delaware Valley's one-stop shop for all of your home improvement needs. Call 856-556-3229 and get a free estimate, or go online to emmonsroofing.com, or even better, come visit the Emmons Design Showroom in Cherry Hill. emmonsroofing.com. It's about trust, it's about quality, it's about great work, and that's why me and my family have used them for basically every project we've done to improve our home. emmonsroofing.com.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Weather sponsored by Best Work Industries for the Blind.
Some high clouds throughout the afternoon, and temperatures going to be on the chilly side in the lower 50s. For tonight, not as cold as the last couple nights. We'll drop back to around the upper 30s in Center City with, again, a partly cloudy sky. Milder for your Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, 65 degrees. And then for Friday, likely to see a couple showers moving in the afternoon, but very mild. Before those showers arrive, we're mostly cloudy and a high of 68. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Justin Godnick.
Weather sponsored by Best Work Industries for the Blind's e-commerce store, helping businesses succeed in all work environments. BestWorkSupplyCenter.com offers traditional office products, cleaning supplies, furniture, technology, and more. Shop now and save at BestWorkSupplyCenter.com.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, Nat King Cole joins the list of those with 3 names. By the way, Dan, when you were away, 2 big things you haven't had a chance to weigh in on. One might be a side question I've been working up. Patrick Mahomes has played about 100 pro games, wears the same underwear every professional football game.
What is wrong with that guy?
And he says he washes it once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah, I could see.
That's disgusting. You got to wash it after every game if you're going to wear it every
game. If you
game.
told me I could throw the ball 50 yards, not my usual 40, I would wear the same underwear from now until whenever it fell apart.
I'm one of those guys that keeps underwear way too long. Like, I've had pairs of underwear that go back 25 years. But if you're playing a physical sport where you're sweating into your jock for 3+ hours, you got to wash it directly after the game if you want to keep wearing that same underwear.
Yeah, I've never worn a jock strap. Did you? Yeah, I just couldn't.
Yeah, I had to at some point. Yeah.
For what?
I think I played like catcher or something for a little bit in Little League.
Well, that's the cup type of thing.
Yeah,
never had to wear that either. But
no, I'm talking like the cup jock strap with
the
straps that go around and hold the cup right where it needs to be.
It always
held.
looked ludicrous to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
basketball wise. Yeah, I don't know if the jock strap is still required out there. Are many reporters?
Well, I mean, you look at some of the times JT gets hit. With the bouncing ball. It's got.
Well, yeah, they have a
and
metal.
like a hockey goalie's got to wear them, right? Could you imagine?
I'd want Kevlar, several layers.
Honestly, if I'm a wide receiver, I'm considering one.
And then the other thing that we saw,
I guess you need to run, right?
While you were away, and we're trying to get him on, is this Oklahoma senator. Now, usually the senator looks like Bernie Sanders, and the Union Thug president, that was redundant, the head of the Teamsters, Dan, looks like Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Instead, this guy looked like Mr. Magoo, and he was the one challenging on Twitter this hulking guy from Oklahoma. Not only does he stand up, I'm watching it again, he takes his ring off. I don't know why he does this.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, I don't know. He's afraid he was going to hurt the guy with his ring. Look at the size of this guy. Get playing linebacker for the Eagles. And the other guy's a Mr. Magoo saying, stand up then, stand up.
Well, I think, what's his name was actually Mark Wayne Mullen was a wrestler, like a really highly regarded wrestler.
I think he was, yeah, or mixed martial arts or something.
Yeah.
It's huge.
But there's a part of me, though, too, where I don't want to be that guy, but why are we levying physical threats in Senate?
Well, because the Mr. Magoo guy said he'd meet him anytime, any place, anywhere, cowboy. He said he was a fraud. He was making up.
And I guess that's the only time he'll ever be able to say that face to face to him. So
yeah. Now, you know who I was wishing? It was in the house, and he had said it to Jim Jordan. He wouldn't have to take his jacket off. You can see Jim Jordan coming over the top rope.
I mean, why not? If this guy's going to bounce out, which he shouldn't, I would love to see this Mark Wayne Mullen versus this Union boss. I'd love to see Mark Wayne Mullen take on Jim Jordan. It'd be a really fun match.
He'd kill Jim Jordan.
You think so?
Oh, this guy looks in shape, and he's hulking, Dan. His head looks like a battering ram. Yeah. Now, I'm not facing this guy. Got to get somebody else in there.
Yeah, he was MMA for a bit, allegedly.
Oh, there you go. So
3-0.
Okay. I was expecting the Union guy, and then when they panned to him, I'm thinking, what the? And then Bernie Sanders being the referee here. No, you can't. Oh, hold on. Get Michael Beschloss in here. That's why I want to subpoena. Let's bring Beschloss and Meacham in.
In 2017, you were removed as lead negotiator by then President Hoffa for UPS for your actions. And then in 22, when this guy was elected, what he said after he got elected was he wanted to bring a mob mentality back to the Teamsters. This is your guy.
And you're obviously going to give him a chance to respond to your question.
Absolutely, because this is my question. Because you called me out. I didn't call you out. You said anytime, any place.
Let's get the record straight.
Miss, hold it. No.
Hold on.
Hold it, everybody. For the witness.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
So anytime, any place.
No, that's
April is a charity event.
No, that's not.
No, it's sir, he said it, and this is my
he is here to
set parameters on what the questions can or cannot be asked. And I'll ask.
No, we're not going to be talking about physical confrontation.
Oh, this is about charity for a union charity because this is
union charity.
April.
Grow up, please.
You have a question on his. Let's not be.
You said it.
You're an embarrassment.
You said it, and I'm just simply answering it.
Senator Mullen, hold it. Senator Mullen,
hold it up, everybody.
Charges.
Mr. O'Brien, do you want to respond to
go ahead,
question?
Please.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality of it is,
Accept my challenge,
Mr. Mullen, tough guy.
Answer the questions.
All right, y'all won. He made a lot of statements, right? And his statements are fiction at best.
Fiction. I read them.
Can you?
What?
Oh, now he's mocking. That wasn't us, Tom.
I can't understand him. To be
Sounded
honest
like
with
us.
you. He rambles so much.
Oh.
What was your question, actually?
Oh, my God.
You said I made a lot of statements.
No, but what's your question? I don't understand your question. Could you repeat it?
You said anytime, any place.
There we go.
What's your question?
Accept the challenge.
What challenge?
You said anytime, any place. I'm accepting yours, so why don't you come
back? Challenge? What challenge are you talking
April 30th. How about we do it for a charity at the Smoking Guns in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
We're not going to be talking about physical confrontations here.
You want to fight me?
What do you say by anytime, any place?
Let's have coffee. Discuss our differences.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Dan, wait a minute here.
I don't have coffee.
Dan, and in my situation, you know who I'm thinking of here? What did Don Norcross mean by that?
Let's have coffee.
Yeah, let's have coffee. And I invited him on the show and said, why don't you come in studio here? Dan will set it up.
It's funny how you're backing out.
Well, I don't back on anything.
You did.
You're the one. You're a 100.
Senator,
should be the most influential people in this country making changes. You're focused on. You're focused on debate that's not even relevant. You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment.
This union guy. Okay, this union guy is a newfound character. He looks like Mr. Magoo. Who's he challenged? How is this guy the head of the Teamsters? Man, Jimmy Hoffa, real deal. This guy, you talk about fake. That might be a side question tomorrow. Who is the biggest fake out there? You like that one, or you think it needs some work?
I like it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm writing down fake, and this Mr. Magoo guy, God, we need to hear more of him. He's better than the senator as a character, this guy.
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
Big fake. Yeah.
Fake Catholic. Fake,
100%, yeah.
fake. All right, let me take one more. Gene in Abington. Gene, what do you have today? Hi.
Hello.
Yes, Gene.
You with me?
Yeah.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gene.
So, I have a great answer. Well, I think it is anyway. But I wanted to tell you that I wrote to Madeline Dean about censuring Talib.
Yes.
And her response is, she believes the Dean of Decency. That's right.
Yeah.
She believes in the two-state solution.
Oh, God.
And she believes that there's anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. And I spoke to her, one of her staff members in Washington. I said, I specifically asked about the censure vote.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have to settle things. And so, you know what? But since she was unable to do that, I consider her an anti-Semite. Okay.
Well,
and my answer is
yes. Go ahead.
Francis Albert Sinatra.
Very good one. And later in his career, mid-career, he did go by that. Old Blue Eyes, Francis Albert Sinatra. That's a good one. I'm not saying Madeline Dean, I don't go crazy as an anti-Semite. She's an enabler, though. And Mary Gay Scanlon. Oh, there's a 3 name. And the Houlihan. All right, 855.
You think he went by that because give his son some space to use the name?
Oh, yeah, Frank Sinatra.
Because he said,
Jr.,
now that you say it, just triggered me. He used it later on in his life.
Yeah, he did.
It,
Yeah, maybe.
Francis Albert Sinatra
and
to
the
differentiate
son
from Frank Sinatra
sounded
Jr.?
very much like him, but still, you know, I
yeah.
hate to be the junior in that situation.
Rest in
It's like,
peace, Junior.
being the junior, following that. I mean, what shot do you have? You know, it's like you're Ted Williams' son.
Right.
You got to hit 406 to
Gotta be
have any
tough.
shot. Yeah. All right. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Coming up, I will play you a little bit of this Tammy Murphy. 1:15, Sherelle Parker today, the new mayor-elect, Jimmy Matthews, the new mayor. Yeah, we're going to say it. See, sometimes we jump to the new mayor, Dan, and sometimes we go back and we say, President Trump. Doesn't matter the party. It's a sign of respect. Take the former out of all this stuff. 855-839-1210. Yeah, let's talk, though, about Captain Chucky's for a moment. Holiday season almost here. Thanksgiving next week. Are you ready for all that company? Need some help? Captain Chucky's at your service. At Captain Chucky's, they're always trying to keep things nice and new and fresh. And if you haven't tried the new banging crab ravioli or lobster ravioli with their amazing blush sauce, this is the time right now. And I know this, for your Thanksgiving table, appetizer, whatever, you can't miss what Captain Chucky's brand new product, Philly's famous Clams Casino, mouth-watering tradition. Captain Chucky's, several choices, breaded, non-breaded crab cakes, literally a crab cake for everybody. Dessert, soup, sides, appetizers, my personal favorite. You roll out that Dom roll. They only use the highest quality ingredients. And I've been told at Captain Chucky's last week, that Gulf shrimp, huge hit, always wild caught, never farm raised. That's the ticket for the holidays. Now's the time to get your orders in, though, for Thanksgiving and all holidays. Captain Chucky's has you covered. Don't forget football viewing parties. Visit the independent owners of the satellite stores. Locations everywhere. Wayne and Elaine Jones in Chester Springs, Frank Chirillo in Bluebell, John and Cindy Clark in Huntington Valley, in Ocean City, Chris and Donna Ryan in Sea Isle, the McCann family. Sea Isle and Ocean City open Fridays and Saturdays, noon to 5. Congrats to Sam Cancelleri and Irish Mike McGarry. Their Medford, New Jersey location is open. Northeast Philly, it's Home Circle. Congrats to the Graziani family. Remember, we love crabcakes.com.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
This is a female pool player, not in the swimming pool, but pool.
Yeah, billiards.
She was going for the final round of the championship, and she said, no, I'm not going to participate in this final because her opponent is trans. So this has gone viral with a lot of people, commenting.
As
on
it
this
should.
one.
I mean, the man's got more velocity with the balls than the female does. Science. What are you going to do?
Science.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Are you concerned about your child struggling in school? Do they need more of a challenge? Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2 to 1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social, and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Paid actor portrayal.
I didn't see it coming. Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. The mortgage, car payments, and all the other bills. Even things like our annual summer vacation would be out of reach. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. I knew it was time to stop putting it off and get life insurance right now. I got on my computer and went to ethoslife.com. In just 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected. Thanks to Ethos, my family won't have to worry about the bills if the unpredictable happens to me.
Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's GETETHOS.com.
Businesses to watch. Armin's Red Tag Bonus Cash is back, and Armin Chevrolet is giving you freedom of choice. Armin Chevrolet is leasing a new Equinox LS or a new Trax LS for only $199 per month. 24 months, 10,000 miles per year. That's right. Choose either a new Armin Equinox or a new Armin Trax for only $199 per month. Visit ArminChevy.com for details on Armin's 35 available Equinoxes and Armin's 55 available Traxes. That's ArminChevy.com. Hurry, Red Tag Bonus Cash ends soon. Businesses to watch. Armin is proud to again be the #1 Chevrolet EV dealer in Pennsylvania. The incredible new 2024 Chevrolet Blazer EV has just arrived at Armin, and the affordable Bolt EVs are arriving daily. Visit ArminChevy.com and click on the Electric Future tab to learn more. Find new roads to Armin Chevrolet, where dealership meets friendship. Trax MSRP $21,495. Equinox MSRP $28,035. Tax tags bank fee additional $36.99 down payment to its Sunday. It's currently now sold major bank approval and installed 423.
Calling on Percy to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app.
Download it now.
It is Dom time, about 20 minutes away from Mayor Sherelle Parker. Honored to have her on, the new mayor of Philadelphia. High hopes around that. But here is somebody else running for high office, Tammy Murphy. Her main claim to fame seems to be she is indoctrinating kids all across New Jersey and how bad climate is going to be and how they're going to die. Here's a little bit from her announcement today. I wish I should have kept in the part, Dan, where she said, I meant this handsome man. That would be Governor Phil Murphy.
I could probably get it pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you just, let's play the first part if we can while you're looking for what qualifications does she have? Why is she running for office?
The money in our family's bank account, and frankly, the color of my skin, meant I could get the best care available. But that's not the case for a lot of women. So when I got here, I realized I had a platform to help moms who aren't nearly as fortunate as I am. In New Jersey, women and babies were dying at a higher rate than almost every other state in the country, almost exclusively in our Black and brown communities. So even though I knew this would be a tough fight, I got to work.
Well, improving maternal health is a nationwide issue. In New Jersey, First Lady Tammy Murphy has been leading the charge there.
First Lady Tammy Murphy has made that issue her focus through the Nurture NJ program. First Lady Tammy Murphy is on a mission to reduce New Jersey's maternal mortality.
In just 3 years, the state has gone from ranking 47th in maternal deaths now to 29th.
We've got a long way to go, but we've made real progress on this initiative and so many others. And I'm really proud that New Jersey is now a safer place to give birth to a child. But we've also worked nonstop to make it a great place to raise a child. And that's why combating climate change has been a focus of mine for decades.
There we go. Those little kids. Dan, I put a big ironic sign behind where abortion at any time, any place, anywhere, any age is enshrined into the Constitution. I was thinking that as it plays. Here's a little bit. Well, you know what?
Do have the handsome cut if you want that too.
Oh yeah, let's see. Here's what Tammy Murphy
Do I have your
said.
permission? I know Ro is kind of like she doesn't like us regularly talking about how ugly this guy is, to be quite honest. But the picture that she uses when she says handsome man is like,
wow.
Yeah. Can I screen cap that? Put it on Twitter.
Yeah, please put that up there.
Is this your definition of a handsome man?
I can't believe that's real hair. That's right too. Here's Tammy Murphy about the man she met.
After college, I went into business like my dad and started a career in finance. A lot of times, I was the only woman at the table, a challenge that led me to work twice as hard. And my business career took off, literally. I worked for companies all around the world. My career is also how I met a handsome man named Phil. Look at all that hair. We fell in love and got married, and that would start my next adventure, being a mom. See, I've been through this 4 times, and I have 4 wonderful.
Can we sue for damages?
No, it's the FCC. I told you to get on that. Do you have their inside line? Say, hey.
Not one of these pictures make him look any
oh, my
attractive.
God.
Like,
Yeah,
she shows multiple.
We'll put it up on my Twitter.
Show the
photo
first
of
one,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, I put that up, and let's have people.
Do you want me to put up caption this photo, or is this your definition?
I don't. Yeah. Let's not put up caption there.
You don't want to do it?
We have to be knocking off stuff. I might have to call Nikki Haley if we do that.
All around the world. My career is.
Yeah, I got the picture now.
All right,
also how I met it.
All right, the handsome. Oh my God, Miss Kim again. Miss Kim, boy, what I could do with that hair. All right, coming up, big 1 o'clock hour. The new mayor of the city of Philadelphia, Sherelle Parker, with us. We'll find out what the first 100 days will be like. I know the clock is counting down till January. There's a 36-hour period apparently where no one will be mayor. Well, it's already the case. So yeah, the Inquirer should have put that under their headline. Well, it's sort of already the case. All right, big 1 o'clock hour here on Talk Radio 1210.
Does your broker say, we're different, we're a fiduciary, we only make money when you make money? Well, the reality is no broker is different. They all collect fees, even when you lose money. Does that sound like a fiduciary responsibility to you? Crash Proof Retirement is the only firm in the country which fully records all educational sessions, guaranteeing a fiduciary responsibility and transparency.
My name is Ed Topkowitz. I went with Crash Proof Retirement in 2013. Crash Proof Retirement earned my trust. When you come in, everything's recorded. I think is proof that they are a fiduciary. I have a team of expert people who know what they're doing and have me as their first concern. And you don't pay any fee.
Register for the next Crash Proof Retirement educational event at the Falls at the Doubletree in Mount Laurel, New Jersey on December 13th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Have you been dreaming of a new shower to replace your slippery, ugly old tub? We're not talking about those cheap wraps that cover your old bath. PJ Fitzpatrick can install a low threshold or low entry, fully customized jacuzzi shower system in just 1 day. It is surprisingly affordable and it comes with a lifetime guarantee. Visit trustpj.com to set up a free design consultation and take advantage of generous fall promotions. That's trustpj.com.
40 days up to 40 pounds. Say it with me, 40 days up to 40 pounds. Visit njdiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET. 40 days up to 40 pounds. 40 days up to 40 pounds.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Is there anything better than grilling with your friends outside in this crisp fall weather, tailgating, enjoying friends and family on a beautiful, crisp autumn day? Yes. Omaha Steaks makes it even better, and you can save big with 50% off site-wide during the Omaha Steaks semi-annual sale. And you get an extra $30 off when you use my name, Zioli, at checkout. 5 generations of family-owned expertise means uncompromising value and quality. And that's 50% off all your favorite tender, juicy, extra-aged steaks, like their butcher's cut filet mignons. Just go to omahasteaks.com today. Use promo code Zioli at checkout and get an extra $30 off your order. Remember, Omaha Steaks has all your fall cravings covered with 50% off site-wide during their semi-annual sale. I'm talking about endless flavors, endless combinations, and 50% off, but this will not last. So do it today. Go to omahasteaks.com. Enjoy all the delicious flavors and use my name, Zioli, at checkout to get an extra $30 off. Minimum purchase may apply.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. If having turkey for the holidays, buy from a local farm, get one labeled USDA organic or certified humane. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
Dom Giordano Show, 855-839-1210. Yesterday was pretty wild, though, with the senator that we played you. An allegation, Dan, that Kevin McCarthy gave a kidney punch to this Burchett guy over some kind of stuff. Now, I don't condone sneaking up on the guy and doing that, but how will Democrats retaliate? We just played you Tammy Murphy. By the way, the story that has significance, though, is the tell on Nikki Haley. Now, I've never gotten one caller saying, I don't know why you guys do this. I like Nikki Haley. No, we're not going to get that. What she said about civility, social media, you can't be anonymous. Great article up already at Washington Examiner that the founding fathers used code names or pseudonyms like Publius, and the other was Do-Good, Dr. Do-Good, stuff like that from Benjamin Franklin. Why? Well, they were agitating for the colonies, and they didn't want to be found out and tarred and feathered by the British. Now, the idea that you have to put your name to every comment you put on social media, I get the upside. I get what she was saying and the national security, but my God, it just shows you what makes her tick and where this goes. She's Liz Cheney. Now, some saying she's Hillary Rodham Clinton. No, I think she's more Liz Cheney. And this is what you're going to get if Nikki Haley, heaven forbid, were the nominee. I think she's very hypersensitive for a big-time politician. Again, she presents well. She's got a glittering resume. But there are big difficulties here. I still think DeSantis is a better choice at second place here if something prevents Trump from being the nominee, winning and running and all that. We don't know with all these variables. It appears to me, whatever happens, he's going to be the nominee. There will be things on appeal. How does that play out? There won't be any bar stopping him from running. Now, does it cut into his effectiveness? That's an open question that we don't know, depending upon exactly what happens. But here is Barbara Streisand with Colbert. Now, I would give the edge in obnoxiousness here because Barbara Streisand's world-class obnoxious, but at least she's also world-class talented, Dan. So in my vote, who would I be able to put up with more? Streisand, not Colbert, who's interviewing her.
Remember Streisand, I told on Dan Time recently, cloned her dog.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I hear you. Yeah. But can you imagine Colbert and another Catholic telling us, that's right, he's the social gospel Catholics. Again, just like Joe Biden. Listen to Streisand threatening now, and it seems to be this time she's serious. This is motivation. If you get tired and you say, we can't make it, Trump can't be president again, just think of this conversation. Colbert flew to her house to interview Streisand on her memoir. She apparently had an affair with Pierre Trudeau, Dan. Can you imagine? Pierre Trudeau and Barbara Streisand. He kind of referenced that in this little clip. Here is Colbert with Barbara Streisand.
What do you make of the political climate of the United States now?
Bad. Well, I like Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I like Biden. I think he's done a good job. I think he's compassionate. He's smart.
Oh, God.
He supports the right things.
How do you feel about the specter of a second Trump administration?
The specter.
I will move. I can't live in this country if he became president.
But where would you go? Where would you go? If
Probably
you're not
to
American?
England.
Mm-hmm.
I like England.
You talk about random thoughts. He seems like they're just trying to throw out.
What an
there.
Interviewer this guy is.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more. Yeah. Is it the beer? Is it the people? Is it London Bridge? God. All right. I still say Jimmy Kimmel is worse, though. Because I think because Colbert is smarter than Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's he's been irrelevant, though, for how many?
Well, that's true. Yeah, Colbert is more relevant. People take their cues from him. And Fallon, he doesn't want to do any of this stuff. You know, he's a great mimic, the songs and all. I can put up with Fallon.
Yeah.
Colbert, though, it's just a political diatribe. It's not a monologue at all.
I'm not going to get too much into it, but I'm friends with some of the former SNL guys, and the stories about Jimmy Fallon and the after parties are very questionable.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's how you get on board. 855-839-1210. Head it to and Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know the list if we compiled it. As we get closer to the election, we will reach 100 or more of these celebrities who say they will not live in America if Trump is president again. The list is starting now. Barbara Streisand couldn't resist there. Oh, I like England.
Yeah. She probably has 3 houses in England already.
Oh, just where she keeps her fur coats in New York, even though she lives on the coast in L.A., Dan.
Yeah.
She's just, you're right. It's hard to top her as far as outrage. But Colbert is even smugger. Colbert is almost on a Larry Krasner level.
Yeah, who's the most annoying person, public figure to you?
Larry Krasner.
Is it Larry?
Yeah, maybe because I see so much of him here. I'd say it's pretty hard to imagine. Tlaib on a serious level gets me going, though. She really does.
Yeah.
Now it comes out Tlaib is the member of a very private Facebook group that supports Hamas up and down the line. Caught up in that now. We can't censure her. And Dan, I'll let you announce it since you booked her. And I know we're going to get some blowback, but so what? Who are we having on 12:30 on Friday?
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene's coming on the show.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Dan. Are you going to be in a restraint, or are you ready to jump in and ask a question?
To have that MTG on the show.
Okay,
great. Yeah.
She's got a new book out, her autobiography, but I will ask her about everything. And you can let me know, on social media, let me have an email, whatever.
Like if it was Matt Gaetz, it'd be a different story. But MTG doesn't bother me nearly as much as
I would agree with you.
Gaetz.
Yeah, with Matt Gaetz, my interviewing style would be what I did with David Duke. One softball, like, tell me about your hairstyling tricks. He's pretty good at it. And then right into it. And I know there's a lot of Gaetz fans still. They think he did something for democracy. By the way, Mike Johnson, yesterday on CNBC, did a great job. Now, I'm not sure with the budgeting process. I know there are critics of him. I'm willing to give him a shot here. He's trying to avoid the shutdown. We know how that damages Republicans. They can't win on it, while also moving forward. He got Democrat support on the first part of this budget, but I'm willing to go with him on that. I think we should. And he was on CNBC, and they got into it, and he was brilliant at breaking down exactly what Jefferson meant of the separation of church and state. A lot of listeners know it, Dan, but Jefferson was afraid of the state intruding on religion, not the other way around. That's what that letter was about. And it wasn't a law. It wasn't anything in the Constitution or anything else. It was Jefferson's musing on it. Great job by him. All right, let's see. Let's go to Jeff, our buddy in Hatboro. Hey, Jeff, how have you been, and what do you have today? Yo, Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah. Here, hold on. I'm here. Sorry, guys.
That's okay, Jeff. How are you doing? All right. So, what do you have today, Jeff? Unpack it.
I have one because anytime I would hear this name, I knew I was in for a treat on the radio or even TV, and that was Jerry Lee Lewis. I would love to comment on your
I would
whole
say
thing that you're doing today.
Jerry Lee Lewis was like the wilder side of Elvis. And if Priscilla Presley was 16, that young woman that Jerry Lee Lewis was with, I think, was 14 or something. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Different
yeah.
times,
Yeah,
man.
there's quite a history behind Jerry Lee Lewis. Absolutely.
Yeah, he what else do you have, Jeff? We'll put you down
That's
for that.
all. I wanted to get in on your conversation today, but I'm actually working, and that's why I couldn't jump right on. But
Okay.
I'll catch up with you guys on another day. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jeff, very much. Same here. All right. The new mayor of Philadelphia next. Got a lot to ask her, and then we'll get your reaction. I particularly know that she wants to outreach to the suburbs in addition to everything that's going on in the city. And I think Sherelle Parker, when unleashed in January, is going to be a force in Philadelphia for the good. There will be a lot of upside. Dan, can I pry out of her the new police chief, the name? They said she might announce it this week. Just off the spur here. So who is that police chief going to be? All right, who is it not going to be? Dan Borowski. Okay, we checked that one.
Eliminate me from the list. Yeah.
Robert Kennedy Jr. All right, he's not doing
Dom
it.
Giordano?
Dom Giordano. Oh, he might do it. All right, Sherelle Parker is next.
YouTube.com/@1210WPHT. We're staying live.
Right,
you can tune in there. But I just want to put it out there also. There's been a call for you now. Dom could do a lot of good during those 36 hours without a mayor in Philadelphia. Why don't we have Dom as the median mayor? Yeah.
Yes. Can you imagine, Dan, what we can accomplish in 36 hours? I can have that city running, just hand over the keys to Sherelle Parker. She would say, this is an easy job. All right, that's all straight ahead. Let's work on that. Let's get that going. No one is mayor. Let's try out mayors. I'm up for it. Here on Talk Radio 1210.
Friday night means high school football around the Delaware Valley, and every week WPHT breaks it all down. It's the Friday Night High School Football Scoreboard Show. Join Jeff Nolan, Daryl Dobus, and James Bailey. Friday nights 10 till midnight for a rundown of all the big high school games in the region and expert analysis. The Scoreboard Show. Friday night at 10. Only on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app.
The future of joint pain relief is right here in the Philadelphia region. QC Kinetics, advanced regenerative medicine. Hey, Dawn Stensland here. If you've been told that more steroids or surgery are your only options, not so fast. Get a second opinion. Learn more about how you can harness your body's own healing agents to attack that joint pain. QC Kinetics does not mask the pain. These treatments go to the very core of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly into your joint, which repairs and restores that damaged tissue. Imagine living life, especially this fall, with no more pain in your knees, your aching shoulder, your back, your hips. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Just call the local medical professionals, get a free consultation. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. 215-999-3000. Just call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. Tell them Dawn sent you.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
It's Black Friday all month at Gerhardt's Appliances, and we're turning hot deals into straight fire. This LG air fry range in gas or electric for $7.99 is a hot Black Friday deal. But the same range with matching microwave and dishwasher for only $6.99 after rebate, now that's straight fire.
Whoa.
Just like this Samsung washer and dryer pair for $7.99 after rebate. Sure, you can probably wait in the cold for hot deals Black Friday morning, but at Gerhardt's, we've got the fire all month long.
Keep free speech alive. Follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Well, that's the Shirelles. That's the theme song, the Dom Giordano Show. Momentarily, we'll hear from Mayor-elect. Well, she's here now. Let's not wait. I'm going to drop that elect. It's just too cumbersome here. Let's be the first to say, because I don't think anybody else is in the media, Dan. They're saying mayor-elect. Let's break that. It's Mayor Sherelle Parker back on the Dom Giordano program. Mayor, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Dom and Dan, thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, let's talk about some of the stuff that's intriguing already that you've done. I love this idea, and I don't know if you've gotten any you can reveal. I have one of people giving you maybe something small, but something tangible of an idea. You're an idea person that will improve Philadelphia and do it pretty quickly.
Well, folks are talking about something that I think, Dom, your wife and I have in common. Lots of feedback about how to clean up this city. How to clean up the city. And I thought I was the only person on the soapbox about, islands in the middle of the street that help us direct traffic, but weeds are growing through them. And they were talking about ways to make those aesthetically appealing in neighborhoods across the city. And so that's something we've been getting a lot of feedback about from people, along with ways, and I don't know, I hope this works. I've talked about the mayor's community councils, and I think they're going to be the heart and the pulse of every decision that is made by the Parker administration, one in each council district, but comprised of all of the leadership and just residents who want to participate so that their voices can be heard on everything that matters, not just to their region, but large scale potential economic impact on the city. So I'm excited about that. And if there are members of the listening audience who are saying, I have an idea, I have a suggestion, if it's living in your mind, it's no good to anyone. We've got to find a way to dump it, and I want you to dump it on the Parker administration. So please visit our website. Dom, they're going to kill me if I get it wrong. Promise me that you'll talk to my team and get it right.
Well,
I think it's transition 2023. I'm not sure.
That's honesty.
Don't kill me.
We won't. We'll make sure we get Dan. We'll make sure of that. You know that. We have your back on this, Mayor. The example I would give, due to my wife now, she's gotten up to a month. We broadcast out of North Wildwood. When you come through North Wildwood, there's Central Avenue. Looks like a Greek garden up and down the road. There's no reason, and I know your vision, that we can't do that all over the city, that the gateway to where you and I are in Northwest Philadelphia, you see something beautiful like that as you're coming in. It really changes things.
Yes. Now, wait, Dom, you have to tell me, where is this? Because for those of you who know me, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see what it looks like and get somebody to take a picture for me.
Yes, it's North Wildwood. As you come into North Wildwood, the entire Central Avenue for block after block is this beautiful landscape right there in the center lane that divides the highway. We'll get Mayor Rosanella on that day and tell him the mayor of Philadelphia would like to know more about it. He will be happy to do it. I mean, it's a great thing.
But you know what is important about what you just said, Dom? People have heard me talk about the hope deficit here in Philadelphia. What you just described is a very actionable and tangible and visual way that Philadelphians can look at wherever the intersection would be, right, and say, it wasn't like that before, and look at how it's changed. That's something very tangible. So I really do. Hey, Dan, I'm sorry we're giving you a whole lot of homework, but you got to follow up on all of this.
Wait a minute. I read about your guy, Erin, and the female that Dan's been talking with over there. I forget her first name, Mayor.
Ray.
Yes. They're working. He says, what about sleep? You have your guy. He goes to bed at 10, Dan. He gets up at midnight, works for 3 or 4 hours, then goes back to sleep. I want to hire that guy. We're going to poach him
awesome,
from
yeah.
you. Borowski.
I know. We're going to fight for the two of them.
And in all honesty, though, Dom and Sherelle, I mean, Sherelle, it's clear that you are genuine in wanting to clean up and better the city. So it's work, but it's to better our lives.
We're on that. So let's talk a little bit, too, about the police commissioner type of thing. I know you're right on the money. This is the most critical appointment. Some of those others day to day are important, but this is going to be a guidepost for you, I think, on actual tactics, day to day type of stuff of what to do in the city. How close are you to announcing?
Hey, Don, listen, I'm right there. I made a commitment to make the announcement about the police commissioner before Thanksgiving, because that will give him or her the opportunity to begin meeting with constituencies immediately as they are in the process of developing what their comprehensive public safety plan will be for the city. Of course, in tune and in line with the vision that I've set forward for the city and the plan that I introduced. And so now that the general election is over, Dom, I want you to know.
Oh, we'll take a break. Let's get some water there.
Thank you. It took great discipline on my behalf to listen to all of these pundits talk about, oh, well, Sherelle Parker took the summer off. Oh, Sherelle Parker just hasn't been working because everything that I've been doing, it's not, it's not for social media. And I hate to say it that way, but the work that we were doing was very methodical, while some of it was public when we were out at events and sort of on the trail. But the substantive work, like, organizing the transition committee, my working on the subcommittees, working on what those business roundtable, the faith-based roundtable, intergovernmental, then those work groups that will be a part of the round table, so that if we ever had a question about what we needed with higher education, I don't have to call, Drexel and then call Penn and then call LaSalle. No, I can just say, nope, our institutions of higher learning work group for the business roundtable need to get everybody together. This is an issue before us. How do we solve it? That's what we were doing, Dom. I just couldn't say it out loud because I couldn't be presumptive about being the winner, but I also knew I couldn't twiddle my thumbs, right?
Exactly.
I had to get prepared because I said I would be ready on day one. And so I do want to say to your listening audience, and maybe this is the first time, I want you to know that we are extremely close. And I want to say this to your listening audience, extremely close. I'm proud that we've looked national, and right here in our city, sort of regionally. But again, knowledge of our city and our department, cultural competency, emotional intelligence, and quite frankly, the type of leadership that is not afraid to make tough decisions in order to implement the plan that I've talked about I wanted to see happening in Philadelphia. And I have to right now give a huge shout out to the new president. John McNesby is now working at Pima. He and I had we were interacting after I won the primary election. Proud of those conversations. He was very helpful with some things that I have been working on. Now Roosevelt Poplar is the new president of the FOP. I believe it's Lodge 5 here, and that's our Philadelphia Police Department. I want to say congratulations to President Roosevelt Poplar. Let him know that I'm looking forward to working with him. I want him to know that I need him. I need the men and women of our police department because Philadelphia failed without them. And I just needed to say that publicly.
That is a great, I'm glad that you're saying that. Now, in your victory speech, and you got quite a line out of this, and I know you like delivering it, we're not going to have any of this $499 shoplifting. And I wanted to say your gut instinct is mine. Our listeners, of course, homicide, the tragedy of that. But one of the things over the last couple of years that riles people, because we all see it, is just blatant shoplifting and nothing happening. So tell me what you were thinking when you got into that.
So that leads to what people heard me describe on the campaign trail as this sense of lawlessness that's been allowed to prevail. And people thinking that, well, I can't go and steal $499 worth of merchandise in the city of Philadelphia and the cops aren't coming. I'm not going to get arrested. I could also engage in other illegal activity, but nobody will pay attention because it's what they call a quality of life concern. The reason why that working class high rate of home ownership, very proud Northwest Philadelphia community that I am a product of is still standing strong. It's because those kind of issues weren't allowed to prevail.
Exactly.
And our police commissioner will know that, listen, we are going to enforce the law. We're going to do it legally. We're going to do it without violating anybody's constitutional or human rights. But people will know that our police department will enforce the law. And listen, we're going to bring everybody to the table. You know, everybody was jumping up and down. I took a lot of heat, a lot of people not pleased. And they were happy to take out of context my comment about the National Guard and would I bring them in? And I said absolutely. And the only vision that people could have is the National Guard holding AK-47s or whatever kind of rifle it is that they use. They never thought about them as a disaster relief entity, just like they were sent down to Hurricane Katrina. They helped distribute food. They helped the medics. So my messaging was, I don't care what local, state, or federal agency it is. If it can help my police commissioner and our city to make sure our public safety and health is our number one priority, that I was not going to dismiss any tool that we could have in the toolbox. And I said it then, and I'm saying it again because it's what I believe and what I will do as mayor.
Absolutely. I know that you will. We are thrilled with the relationship and having you on. And in fact, we'd love to have you on a regular basis, a show or something like that. We will play all the Sherelle's music constantly in that show if you wish. So consider that, Mayor. I know you're busy, but we'll make it happen for you. Thank you so much. You are restoring hope in Philadelphia already.
And listen, Dom and Dan, thank you again to the listening audience who you heard me here a few times. Thank you for listening as well. But I've got to say it again, Dom, I want you to remember that there were people who told me to not talk to you. They told me you and I philosophically, from an ideological perspective, nothing in common with this guy. This guy's going to try to bury you. He's going to be against anything, that you're for. And nothing could have been further from the truth. You and I, we will agree to disagree on a number of things, but what you gave me on this show is what I want for all Philadelphians. And that is, you gave me an opportunity and you gave me a fair shake and you didn't judge me. You at least let me make my case, and I'm going to be eternally grateful to you and Dan for that.
Well, thank you, because on the big things, I've told your guys, and you know that, we agree wholeheartedly. It's a breath of fresh air.
And just some comments from the audience. We're live on YouTube right now, Sherelle, and just some of the comments. I have high hopes for Sherelle Parker, Mayor-elect Parker. So nice and pleasant. Our audience seems to love you as well. So thanks, Sherelle. I appreciate it.
Well, Dan, listen, there's a whole large constituency that doesn't think that way. They're hoping that we fail before we even get started. So just tell them to keep us in prayer. Thank you so much and have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Sherelle. Thanks, Mayor. Mayor Sherelle Parker here on Talk Radio 1210. Woo! All right, that was a lot. We'll see who the police commissioner is. I don't have knowledge of that. You know what I'm glad about? She said publicly she conferred with John McNesby. You hear that, Philadelphia Inquirer? They were talking with McNesby. He's not this ogre or whatever. She went to him for a sense of exactly what it would see in a police commissioner. And she'll confer with the new head of the union over there.
It's funny that you underline that, because I thought of the same thing. Because we, for so like that in itself is very positive outlook for Philadelphia. Because she's openly talking about how she met with John McNesby and was could you imagine Kenny or Krasner even fathoming those words? Like it would never come out of their mouths. So the fact that we're actually working together again, man, it's hopeful.
Well, Dan, Mayor Rosanelli, I said it. I think he'll, let's get him on tomorrow, Dan, and then we'll, that's what, it's a small thing. She gets it, though. Philadelphia needs tangible things. The new police commissioner, I think, is going to be much better. We know that. But when you go through North Wildwood, you're coming through Central Avenue. It's beautiful. Mayor Pete tried to do some of that on Rio Grande. No, you let me get away with Rio Grande.
You can get away with it.
There are the palm trees there. There were the beach balls and all. I like that stuff. But I'd make it more grandiose. It would be like Shangri-La. There would be music playing. We'd waft out phony scents to make you think it's even more beautiful as you go down Rio Grande Avenue. There would be ambassadors there.
Well, I think there's an example right here in Philadelphia of what can be done throughout the city. And if you were driving down Columbus Boulevard, Delaware Ave, when you hit Penn's Landing, right in that section there is, similar to what you're saying, the islands with the beautiful landscaping. But it lasts for a block or two, and then it just gets trashy again. But
exactly.
That right there it's a beautiful little thing right there.
Well, she gets it too. People are very much, they get it that cleanliness is next to godliness. It is. And those visible signs, I mean, I didn't hear one that we didn't have time. Alan Dom had this during the campaign. Street lights, overhead lights, right? We know it's about safety, et cetera, too. Got to be replaced within 72 hours. It goes out, it's broken, somebody shoots it. Within 72 hours, the new one is in there. That should be doable. That's what she's looking at. That's what she's doing here.
I really see changes already too. I got to say, like, there's been posts on Reddit, like, oh my gosh, look, a car pulled over in Center City. Because it's so rare that police actually pull someone over because of that Isaiah Thomas driving equity bill. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of edict from Sherelle, like, let's clamp down on this. And that camp that's under 95 right off of Aramingo, it's been regularly gone ever since she's been elected. So I don't know if she has a hand in that or what.
We'll see the first 100 days, but there's still Krasner. You know, I know that. Don't tell me. You know, can you, for a moment, wallow in a hope agent in Philadelphia that we haven't had? We haven't had a guy who even wanted to be mayor. People work their whole lives. They would do anything. Dan, I would even consider quitting talk radio to be mayor. Yeah, it's a tough call.
Jamar on YouTube says, what if she picked Carlos Vega for commissioner?
All right. So 855-839-1210. Keep the calls coming. Today's side question is 3 names. This coming off Boutros Ghali, former UN Secretary General, who was, I don't know what age, was born in 1922. So if he's still alive, might be Secretary General of the UN, but just an always all-time name. There's people with 3 names. Yeah, that's why even Seinfeld used it. He must have been head then, too. Coming up, I think we're winning over in the Republican Party, but the other side's not giving up. Wait until you hear the latest. They're trying to tag even Trump with, if Trump are reelected, on the abortion issue. Now, Trump is going out of his way to say the right things on this, despite Pence and Scott and DeSantis, et cetera. I'll tell you what they've unearthed, the Democrats, this obscure law, and they say, oh man, Trump will, first day in office, he will enact this to cut down on abortion. I'll tell you what that is, and they're going to run with this. What else do they have? Abortion and attack on democracy. That's it. Hey, get ready to start the NFL week off right, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay for Thursday Night Football. Just place a 3-leg same-game parlay in this week's game between the Bengals and Ravens, and you'll get a bonus bets back even if you don't win. You could use this to find ready-made parlays with FanDuel. You don't have to be a football expert. NFL same-game parlays, the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Build your own. Choose from one of the popular same-game parlays pre-built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. Visit FanDuel.com/Tom so you don't miss out on your chance to get a no-sweat same-game parlay on America's #1 sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Now, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bringing in your front line is as easy as 1, 2, key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program